Well, there are a lot of emotionally crippled, intellectually stunted, and flat-out crazy women.
I think relationships are very, very tricky.
We're all so busy going after our dreams and catching the next break that we kind of forget about personal relationships and personal intimacy.
But I wouldn't mind finding somebody to, go to dinner with, hang out with, just to have fun with,
Women are bitches.
That men, they mean well.
I didn't really know enough to build a relationship.
I think I'm getting closer and closer to finding this number one perfect committed guy.
If it's work, then maybe you're in the wrong relationship.
I just realized eventually that we were two very different people.
Like, okay, I tried a bad guy, I tried a good guy, it's not working for me.
After a 7-year relationship, you're kind of a little rusty on your social skills.
When I first went online, I think the next day I was dumbfounded because I had about 1,000 emails waiting for me.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Borja and this is Cyber Singles. Today we are going to talk about the crazy world of internet dating, where technology is your virtual matchmaker. Let's take a look.
My daughter got me onto online dating. She came over to my house one day and she said, "Mommy, we've got to do this."
Yeah, I've actually been online dating for about 7 years. So I started when it first came out, and I've, over the years, joined probably about 8 to 10 different sites.
One time for fun, I decided to check out those, I think it was eHarmony, and the profile you have to fill out is just ridiculous and silly, I think, because they're just really trying to find a clone of yourself for you to date. And so I think that's a little awkward, and it takes out the spontaneity of meeting someone.
As far as dating online is concerned, my friend turned me onto this site called plentyoffish.com. It's a free dating website, and I wouldn't pay for something, for online dating, which is a big reason why I signed up for this one. It was free. And he told me about a couple of his experiences with a couple of girls he met on there. And I thought, I've been on it about 6 months. So I thought, what the hell, I'll give it a shot.
To me, when you meet someone online and you get together over coffee at Starbucks or over dinner, it's like applying for a job.
Well, it does make it easier to initiate a conversation, without the aid of intoxicants. It's easy to meet people because you don't need to really come up with any kind of lame excuse to start talking to them. You can just do it right off the bat.
Yeah, I didn't think of it as a dating option either until a few years ago. So I thought, well, I'm just here for business, I have to be professional, I can't be dating on here. And then I started seeing all the good-looking guys there. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm missing out here.
One of the more negative sides of dating online is that, or at least for me, I tend to establish a mental connection with someone because you can only judge so much from their pictures. I tend to establish a mental connection with them online before I establish, whether there's any physical attraction, obviously.
I think there's something about the online thing still that tells people that it's probably just a little bit superficial.
I think because it's the internet, people feel a lot safer, and so they're able to take more liberties with what they're saying, and they're like, well, if I put it in this profile, I'm not going to get hurt because people aren't going to be directly telling me what they think about it necessarily.
So where else are you going to be able to meet hundreds of people that you may potentially be compatible with? And also the fact that you can do it 24/7. You don't have to be dressed up. You can do it anytime in your pajamas that you feel like going online and checking out what's going on. It's also it's a rush. It's almost like a high when you check your mailbox and you have 10 new messages and 10 new winks, and you think, wow, all these people want me. It becomes a little bit addictive, actually.
From both of our standpoints, we might be very similar, but then when you go out on a date, the physical attraction may not be there, and that's very hard to gauge from just talking online.
It's a double-edged sword, because when you meet someone on the internet, supposing that they answered most of their questions honestly, then you actually know a lot more about them than you would if you had just met them on the street. But the disadvantage is, of course, that when you initially speak to them, they're not there as they would be if you had just met someone at a club or on the streets, and so you can't really read the body language.
So you meet somebody, and you begin talking to them, and they give you a calculated response because they have plenty of time to figure it out. When you and I are sitting here across the void here, I mean, I can look at your eyes, I can see the cock of your head, I can see all kinds of things that give me information about you, and vice versa. You can do that with a woman you meet, right? The internet, you can't do that.
I have enough stories that I know that it works, and that's really what it's all about.
What I've learned, and again, studying the internet and going through these online dating things and other possibilities, is that there's a better way of meeting people.
But there's so many options out there, so many opportunities. And sometimes just opening the door, just going on the internet doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna meet someone on the internet, but just taking that step means you're going to meet someone else. It's just kind of showing the universe that you're ready.
There are obviously pros and cons for internet dating, but if nothing else, it'll be interesting. See you next time.